It's gorgeous sites like this. Walk-in, tent-only sites high in a bluff overlooking the lake. That makes me think about tenting again. And then it starts to rain and I go sit in the Airstream until the feeling goes away, because I remember the last time we went tenting, the tent almost floated away. And yeah, the Airstream's just much nicer in the rain. We're wrapping up a fun weekend in northern Michigan with a bunch of friends. And in true Michigan October style, we had everything from rain to cold to sun to rain to cold to sun. Because, well, again, it's October in northern Michigan.
Yeah, the leaves are pretty, but the air is cold. So you got to be ready for that. Make sure you've got plenty of propane and battery because you're going to be running your heaters while you're up here. But we are at Lake Margrethe?
We've lived in Michigan for years and we still have no idea how to pronounce this lake.
I'll put it on the screen and you can decide. But something like Lake Margrethe. It's a state forest campground. And what I really like about this one is that it is able to take larger rigs. So we've got a 30-foot Airstream in here, and they say it can take up to 30 feet. And a lot of times that doesn't have to do with just site sizes, but the access roads getting through the trees. And so we were able to get in and out with no problem. There seemed to be a number of sites for us to choose from because the campground was empty when we got here. And I think our group is the only one still here.
I think we were the only ones here all weekend. I mean, we had 5 sites, and our friends have a 27-foot trailer, and again, no problem for them getting in and out either. We probably did a few more maneuvers getting in here than we probably needed to, but we were just a little unsure given the tree placement, but definitely a number of sites that would have supported us.
And the reason I mention that and that it's important is because most of the state forest campgrounds in Michigan, if you look them up, the DNR will tell you 20 feet or less, generally. They're not designed for the big rigs. There's a few of them that are able to take the larger rigs. We had a huge mix this weekend. You talk about 5 campsites. We had, I don't know, half a dozen different ways to camp. We had everything from somebody was sleeping in a cot tent all the way up to our 30-foot Airstream and everything in between.
Yeah, we had, and cot tent is literally, I was like, what's a cot tent? Oh, it literally is a tent that attaches to a cot, and it is the size of a cot. So it is what you think of as a cot tent.
It's kind of cool. It's all one unit, and it folds up really small into a bag. So yeah, I kind of liked it if I was into that sort of thing.
You know, maybe at a different point in my life, if I was 20 years younger, I might have considered that, but not so much. But yeah, then we had the off-road teardrop. We had the rooftop tent on the Jeep, and just a regular tent. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
We had the 27-foot. It's a toy hauler or a trailer, but it's like a side door toy hauler. It's kind of interesting really cool layout with a pop-up bed in the slide. So it's a real different layout. They love it. You know, the people that own it love it. So that's been really neat to see. Now, I will say, I mentioned that I like this campground. I don't know if I said I liked it, but I do like this campground.
It was a really nice campground.
And I can see, I've read online, it gets really popular in the summer. And like most state forest campgrounds in Michigan, it is first come, first serve only. No reservations are allowed. So you're going to have to be quick on the draw if you want to be here in the summer. But the lake is right here.
Because look, you can see the lake. I mean, almost all of the sites here are along the lake. And then you've got maybe 10 that are on the interior loop. No, those interior ones worked great for us this weekend because we were able to get all 5 of us across from each other. So we kind of had a little compound. But the majority of the sites are on and have lake access.
And even the ones on the interior have a lake view, I suppose, depending on if you got, jerks with a giant Airstream across the way from you, they might be blocking the view. But other than that, it's pretty wide open to everybody. But yeah, there's a little beach here. People come here and go fishing. It's just, I don't know, it seemed like a really nice park. Oh, there's tent sites here.
There are tent, yes.
That are really nice. Many of them are up on the bluff overlooking the lake. I thought that was pretty slick too. Again, maybe if I was using a cot tent, I'd go up on the bluff. That was kind of neat.
We really like this campground, but I don't think we told you where it was. We're in northern Michigan near Grayling, and we're sort of adjacent to Camp Grayling, which is the Michigan National Guard sort of headquarters, home base area. So don't be surprised if you hear firearms and loud rumbling going on, because you never know what kind of drills they're practicing. And apparently they've even had amphibious vehicles out here on the water some summers. So you just never know what you're going to find or hear around here. But what's great about this area is it is full of seasonal roads and ORV trails. And so you can just go for miles and miles with a side-by-side, an ORV, a full-size Jeep or full-size truck. So that's what we did this weekend is we took all of our vehicles out and drove the trails for a few hours.
I should be clear, we did not take the van. You said all of our vehicles.
Oh,
we
not
left the van behind.
That would have been fun, though.
And we jumped in our friend's truck, and so we went with that and got some shots of that trail run, and that was a lot of fun to do that. We haven't done that in a while, but just some really pretty fall colors when you do that kind of thing up here in northern Michigan.
Sometimes camping's all about just hanging around a fire though too. And so this was a great weekend. All of us have had really busy and crazy lives this year. And so this was our way of just getting out and relaxing. And it was nice being the only ones in this campground because we could kind of do what we wanted, be a little bit louder than normal, run our generator, have our dogs, playing and barking around. And I think it was just really nice for all of us to just sort of decompress, get some off-roading experience in and enjoy that, but really just enjoy the woods and the quiet of northern Michigan. I mean, that's what we love about this state and, and all the different places that we find to go camping.
You mentioned run a generator. I should mention that to you this is a state forest campground, so it is rustic. There's no electric here. There's no potable water or dump station available for your RVs. There is a hand pump. There's a well pump. So there is fresh water available if you need it and want to put it in containers. And there are some pit toilets that are here. So there is that. But otherwise, you should probably be self-contained when you get here. But it's a beautiful little spot. So if you get a chance, get to Lake Margrethe State Forest Campground, or however you say that. And in the meantime, keep on trekking.
And we'll see you out there. It's great to be back in Michigan, where you can walk through a swamp, walk through the woods, and you're not going to get eaten by an alligator or a rattlesnake because, well, it's Michigan, and nothing's really out to kill you in Michigan.